Hello and welcome to the InSource Classic InTouch video series, video 1 of 5. These videos are building blocks designed to be watched in order. In this video you'll see a general overview of WindowWare's Classic InTouch and the two essential environments called development and runtime. We'll see how to create a new InTouch application, how to create a new window, add a basic element to the window, and how to switch between the runtime and the development environment. So let's look at a general overview of InTouch. Let's assume you have some PLCs and you need to use InTouch to visualize and write to data in those PLCs. An essential piece in the communication link is the I/O server or data access server, which is really outside InTouch. It may be provided by WindowWare or third-party vendor like Software Toolbox. InTouch uses the access name feature to make a connection to the PLC and serve PLC data to tags defined in the tag name dictionary. These tags are visualized on Windows via InTouch graphics. They're also manipulated and monitored with other features like scripts and alarms. This is the essence of InTouch, and obviously there are many details I'm leaving out for another day in another video. Let's have a look at the software itself, and I'll show you how to get started. So let's start by creating a new InTouch application. So we'll go to our Start menu, see our InTouch folder, see applications associated with InTouch, including Window Viewer, Window Maker, and the InTouch Application Manager, which is where we create new applications as well as change applications that we're working on. See the InTouch application that we've been working on, but we want to create a new one. Choose the application folder where we want to house the application. Give the application a name. Give the application a name and description. Now we have a new InTouch application ready to be worked on. So let's start the development environment called Window Maker. So here's our blank InTouch application. Now we can start from a lot of different angles with InTouch. We can start by creating tags, we can start by creating graphics and windows, lots of different ways of doing it. We're going to simply start by creating a new window. Change the properties of the window. Those can always be changed later. We can change the size, or we can move the window around in terms of its location. So let's create a tank for this tank farm. We'll put a basic object here, a rectangle. We'll change the color of that rectangle. We'll make it blue since maybe this is a water tank. Now we want this tank to show the operator the level in a tank that's out there in his tank farm. So in order to do that, we're going to use animation links, which are really the glue between the tags, the information coming in from the field, and the graphics themselves. So the animation links use the data and the tags to drive what the graphics actually do. In this case, we're going to choose a %fill vertical. So what's going to drive this animation? It's going to be a tag called level. This tag does not exist because this is a new InTouch application, so we'll go and define it. We'll tell it a type, what group, give it a min value, 0, maximum of 100. Now these are the essentials for the tag. We do have the options of putting in much more detailed configuration, but we'll leave that for another video. We'll change our background color for our animation link to white. 0 to 100 is what our tag value is doing. We'll leave that as is. So the animation's done, but since we don't have real data coming in from a real PLC, we need to simulate the tank level. So we'll do that with a slider. So we'll go to our wizards. We see a list of different types of built-in graphics that we can use inside of our InTouch applications. We'll use a simple slider. We'll configure that slider to drive the value of the level tag. Simple description. Goes from 0 to 100, which matches our tag. So now, we're ready to see how our InTouch application actually works. We need to go from our development environment to our runtime environment. We can do that easily with the fast switch. Starting window viewer. So now we're in the the runtime environment. So let's see what happens when we move our slider. We see the tank level reflects the value of the slider. So let's add a little bit more to this. Let's add a piece of text that tells us what the tank level is. Again, we'll use animation links on the text. This time it will be a value display of an analog tag. You guessed it, the tag is level. Nothing else to be done. Let's see what it looks like in runtime. Pretty straightforward. So that's it for now for the basics of InTouch. Video 1. If you have any questions, feel free to call Mark Delfont at 706-319-2343, day or night.